And of course, as part of this celebration, NYSE-listed companies, notable businesses, and local organizations are all on hand to take part in today's festivities. And that includes Viking, which listed on the exchange last year. Well, earlier today, Viking's president and CFO, Leah Talactek, joined our show, NYSE Live, to discuss what has her firm excited about this year's event. Let's take a look.
This year, 2025, has been a milestone year for Viking. It's our first full year as a listed company on the exchange. And, as you mentioned, we welcomed our 100th ship into our fleet, and we welcomed a record number of guests and strongest financial results in our history. So we're really excited to celebrate all of that with the exchange.
A lot to celebrate this holiday season, indeed.
Absolutely.
And for those who are going to be here in Lower Manhattan today, it's my understanding you're going to be giving out some giveaways to attendees too. What more can you share?
That's right. We are bringing a little bit of Europe's Christmas markets to Wall Street. We have a booth reminiscent of the Christmas markets that you'll find in Europe, where we will be serving traditional Norwegian hot dogs on a potato bun. We will also have little ornaments that are inspired by the Norwegian bunad. So it has a Norwegian design on them. And you'll find us, down in Wall Street with these beautiful red dolly sweaters that are made from sheep's wool, and they're also Norwegian inspired.
They're beautiful and they look warm, right? For a cold day here in New York City. They are perfect. Talk to me more about Viking's Christmas market cruises through Europe.
Yes, absolutely. So Viking, we specialize in Europe. Although we do operate in 5 oceans, 21 rivers, and all 7 continents, Europe is really our specialty, which is a beautiful place to visit any time of year. But Christmas is particularly wonderful in Europe. It's really a time when the local community comes to their plazas and their squares. Local artisans display their handmade items. You can stroll through, have some mulled wine, have some gingerbread. I mean, it really makes Christmas come alive. And we offer 3 different river cruises in Europe. So we have one on the Rhine, on the Danube, and also on the Seine, which goes from Paris to Prague, which are just the key marquee Christmas markets in Europe.
It sounds absolutely delightful. And I know, Leah, you referenced earlier Viking recently celebrating its 100th ship. How meaningful is that?
That's right. And we are just so excited. We're the only listed company that has both rivers and oceans operating. And it's just so special. Our guests, they are so loyal to our brand. And whenever we enter new destinations or new products, they just welcome it with open arms. And part of what makes Viking so special is the fact that, our trips are really experiential in nature. We want you out there exploring the world and exploring it in comfort. Part of what we enjoy is bringing our guests to experience local life, working world, and have privileged access in places that they wouldn't necessarily be able to go to on their own as an individual traveler. And so I think that's what makes us unique, is the fact that we really want you off the ship and exploring the destination in which you're visiting.
What are you seeing when it comes to consumer trends?
So that's a very interesting question, and I think we're very fortunate that we really focus on the mature, experiential focused traveler. They have the time to travel, and they are really want to go out there and explore the world. And so far, we're 70% booked for the 2026 season, and so our guests have shown quite a resiliency and are showing a propensity to go out there and continue these meaningful experiences.
70% is pretty impressive. And so what do you think about Viking makes it so attractive to those bookers who do want to commit in advance?
Yeah, that's a great question also. Viking is we are just so different. And part of what makes us different is also our crew. The way that they welcome you on board our ships. They're Scandinavian inspired, they're quiet, no casinos, no children. And so for the curious traveler, it's really a way for them to unpack once, travel from destination to destination, and then come back to a home base that's very welcoming.
Yeah, Leah, in terms of what we can expect up next, anything more you'd like to share with our viewers?
Yes, absolutely. So at Viking, we are continuing our growth program. So we will be welcoming 8 river ships and 2 ocean ships in 2026. One of them will be the Viking Libra, which is a hydrogen-powered ship. So we're committed to sustainability sustainability and making sure that we find ways that we can protect the environment while still offering these delightful experiences to our guests.